next on Live. Please welcome Regis Philbin and Kelly Ripa.
So while Jen and Jim are back getting ready for their wedding, let's take a look at the, what is it, the incredible story?
Yes.
Yes, their incredible story.
Yes,
and
theirs, not
really,
ours.
It's really some story. Love and strength and devotion. Take a look.
My name's Jim Longstreth. I'm 31 years old.
My name is Jennifer Stock, and I grew up in Elkins Park.
Growing up, I was, I always played sports. I always loved playing baseball and soccer. And
I grew up with a family that was very athletic, so I played every sport possible. We went to the same kindergartens. We grew up with the same people.
I knew there was something wrong, but wasn't really sure. Doctors originally thought I had mono and gave me some antibiotics to treat the mono. Unfortunately, them antibiotics kind of had like an adverse reaction and made me even sicker. It was overwhelming. I was a kid. I didn't know what to think or what was going on, and the fact that they didn't know what was going on was even scarier. After about 4 or 5 days in the hospital, they finally were able to diagnose me with lupus. One of the primary diagnoses of lupus is a butterfly rash that goes across your face. It's kind of like an arthritis that it can affect your heart, your lungs, your kidneys, your joints, your brain. It can pretty much affect anything in your body. Unfortunately, it attacked my kidneys and attacked them really hard to the point that it shut my kidneys down.
Finally, we find out he needs a kidney transplant. After that, it was just testing. We found out I was a candidate for donor, and from there on, it was just a no-brainer that I would do it and not anybody else. I'm his dad, and I would step right up to the plate for that.
He didn't budge. He didn't even react. He just said, I'm there. My transplant date would be February 29th of 2000. And I just thought, February 29th, like, it comes once every 4 years. Like, I felt like someone was saying, this is your day.
We just went to the hospital, admitted the day before surgery. I was down in the operating room an hour before Jim.
I remember being in the operating room. I was wide awake and kind of like unreal. You couldn't really believe after all this time. I just got an organ from my dad, and it's now in my body.
And next morning, I walked over to his room just to check on him, and all the doctors and nurses thought I was crazy.
As I lived my life and as time went on, before I knew it, it was 3 or 4 years later.
So we were in the bar one night, and my friend kept telling me that he was asking about me. And I wasn't ready at the time to have a relationship, but I was like, okay, I'll talk to him. And he was just so nice that was it. I started talking to him and fell for him very fast. I mean, he would buy me flowers. He would call me like 20 times a day.
So Jen and I's relationship was going really good. We were doing lots of things. We were going down to the Jersey Shore a lot. We were doing a lot of fun things together. Everything just seemed to be going so great for so long, and all of a sudden, everything just came to a stop.
Found out the worst news is his kidneys just weren't responding. He was going to have another transplant. And, for me being a donor, I guess my heart went in my throat because I feel like, maybe there was something else I could have done.
Here we are inside the dialysis unit. This is where I spend my afternoons on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Some people get to go to a gym on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but I have to come here and get my treatments to make sure my kidneys are functioning properly.
What we do is give life, really. With dialysis, it's a stepping point between a transplant for people. So they come in, they get dialysis, and then they go on to get transplants, hopefully, and that's Jim's case.
First, she puts her gloves on so she can stay protected, and she's going to take the caps off of these tubes and hook the tubes up to the machine so they can get the blood flowing in and out. And from there, we'll start my treatments. Usually it's about 3.5 hours, and sometimes it's the longest 3.5 hours of my life, but I know it's for the best, so.
He made me a stronger person because I realized that, being with somebody that has that condition, and maybe that he couldn't get up and walk around that day, he would find the strength to do that.
Without her, I wouldn't have got through it. She was a huge support.
My first reaction when our wedding was canceled, any woman out there that was planning a wedding and was having this beautiful wedding in Mexico would be so crushed, the first thing I turned to him and said was, okay, what do we do now? What's our next step?
She said, what if for some reason I'm standing here right next to you and I'm a perfect match?
I want to do something to help him, and I always told him, I just want to know you, I want to get inside of you and know you. It couldn't be any closer if I gave him my kidney.
She was a perfect match for me.
If you love somebody as much as I love him, you know that just the two of you are going to make it through whatever you're going through. And I truly feel like I was sent to him to be a donor and, help him out every day.
There's nobody could be more excited than I'm excited for those two. My son's he's my best friend.
We're just looking forward to moving forward with everything and getting me better and getting me back to my life and, and getting married and doing the things that we're supposed to be doing, starting a family and just living our life and just enjoying every minute of it without having to worry so much about being sick and seeing so many doctors and going to dialysis and not knowing what tomorrow is going to bring. We just want to move forward and and just start again.
Some story.
It's very interesting. Usually a couple has to be married for about 20 years before they see the bigger picture. And, like we were saying while we were showing this piece, they won't have the petty arguments that most newlyweds have. They've been given the bigger picture, and we couldn't be happier for them. And boy, it's just it's a thrill to be able to marry this couple in our studio, which, by the way, it's awfully pretty today.
Yeah, it is. The guys have done a beautiful job. Our prop guys just did a magnificent job. These flowers are all by Brian.
Flowers by Brian.
And it's beautiful.
Strikes again and always makes our studio look amazing.
And suddenly we're filled with chandeliers. What is it?
Wedgeford Waterford.
Wedgeford Waterford.
Yes,
is
the
it
crystal?
Wedgeford?
Yeah.
Wait a minute, Wendell, what is it?
Waterford Wedgeford.
Waterford Wedgeford, yeah.